Hello, everyone, and welcome to the You Are Worthy series. We're talking about living and leaving a legacy today with the fabulous Dr. Tangie McDougald. Hi, Dr. Tangie. How are you?
Hi, Trina. I am fabulous. Just
Oh, wonderful. I'm so glad to have you with us today.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, I want to take a moment to introduce you because you are one dynamic person, and you're just doing great work in the world, and you're in Hartford, Connecticut. And
Yeah.
within your life, you've been able to achieve and receive an associate's degree in social services. I know you've attended the University of Hartford and obtained your undergraduate degree in psychology and sociology, and then got your master's degree in clinical mental health counseling from the University of St. Joseph College. And you've worked for nonprofit organizations and I know you have a passion to help people bridge the gap between where they are to where they want to be, between the inequalities in mental health. And you founded your own organization, Community Matters, which is a group practice that services both children and adults. And you base your practice on serving the needs of your community. And I understand that you've been through a lot of pivots in your practice and in life, and now have a psychiatric clinic for children focused on the impact that trauma has had on children. And as a best-selling author, award-winning business leader, members of high-standing organizations, you continue to change the world around you to impact mental health, to help people in their lives personally and professionally. And so I want to say, welcome, Dr. Tangie. You are a dynamic counselor, coach, consultant, author. And I so appreciate the work that you do to inspire other clinicians to grow, to create their own clinical practices, and also to leave a legacy. So welcome and thank you. You are the living legacy. You are living your legacy. So I'm so excited to talk to you about this subject today.
Awesome. Thank you for having me. It's always a comforting space to share with you. So I'm excited to be here to talk about that legacy building and how important it is.
Definitely. So I would love to hear from you. What makes building a legacy important? Why should people create it? Um, if you could share a little bit about that.
So for me, legacy building, I want to say it's our responsibility as humans,
Hmm.
that we are responsible whether we feel that we are or not. We are responsible to take up space in a positive way.
Hmm.
Um, and the space that we take up is important because as the generations go on, it should be a revolving overflow um, of growth and positivity, just making our world whole and leaving purpose behind.
Hmm.
I think that if we're living day to day without any positive input in society, are we really living? We have to ask ourselves, like, what's our
Hmm.
purpose?
Hmm. Hmm. We have to ask ourselves that. And I know that, we're coming on here to talk a little bit about this, and the importance of building a legacy. And I know it's really about getting that work out there and activating, as this is what we're here to do. Um, and we're going to be talking more about this at the You Are Worthy Summit. We are in the You Are Worthy series to talk about this topic a bit and what you're going to be presenting at the summit. Do you want to give a little bit more of an introduction to what you will share at the summit about creating and living
Oh
that legacy?
my goodness. So living a legacy, right, is about being big, right?
Mm,
Living in your bigness. And I just had a talk the other day about living in your bigness and what that truly means. And
yeah.
some people might think, and so I want to talk about really understanding what a legacy is, right? I
Yes.
talked about it being a positive influence, but really what it is, it requires community contributions, right? Worldly
Mm,
contributions and your vision, activating your vision, not just in that moment, in that immediate need in society, but looking at the big picture
mhm,
and creating space, creating opportunity, creating um, action for for
Mhm.
our families. And
Mhm.
so, yeah.
Creating
And
action. And that's
yeah,
so important. What else were you gonna say?
I just wanted to say, it's really empowering to be able to build legacy. You gave so many as you was reading my bio and sharing all the things that I've done. I was sitting there shaking my head like, wow, TMG, you really did step. You really
Mhm.
did step into your role of being an action taker. And
Mhm.
that's what the legacy building is about. It's not necessarily a wealthy thing. People tend to think that, leaving a legacy is leaving financial wealth.
Mhm.
I think that comes with the territory. And
Yeah.
when you're moving and when you're leading out of purpose,
Mhm.
wealth isn't about the dollar,
Mhm. Mhm.
right? It's so
Yeah.
much bigger than that. And so once we get out of that mindset and step into our purpose, then we understand that a little better.
Definitely. And it's about, and love what you shared, that, building that wealth is not just about the dollar, but it's about, living your purpose and essentially the impact that you're here to make. And when I'm hosting this conversation about wealth and about abundance, I'm doing a mastermind now that we're walking through a lot of the conversations around which you were so gracious to come speak to us, Ed. So thank you for that. But also it's about that impact, right? It's about those ripple effects that come from you living your purpose and activating that on a regular basis. And so I'm just grateful that you shared that. I know you're going to go into more detail at the You Are Worthy Summit, because that's really what we are activating people to do at the summit. And so I would love to hear from you. Why do you think that the You Are Worthy Summit, what do you think about it? And why do you think it is the event for people to attend now?
Wow. My first invite to the You Are Worthy experience, to the You Are Worthy Summit, was last year. And just
Mhm.
watching the body of people that attended
Mhm.
as they came in and filled the room from the beginning to when they left full, and to
Mhm.
be able to stay in contact with some of the people that were touched and transformed by it. I mean,
Mhm.
I wouldn't be in any other space. That is part of the legacy building that
Yeah.
we're talking about, is
Yeah.
creating that impact,
Mhm.
creating that motivation, creating that turning those aspirations into reality, and having people feel worthy enough to be empowered enough to not sit still. So that's why I'm coming.
Yes. Yes.
I'm coming to live in my bigness and to share what living in my bigness has meant for me, what it has done for me, the
Mhm.
transition from where I started to where I am, but not
Mhm.
only that, to where am I going?
Mhm.
What is the next? And so, if I can do it for me, I want people to feel empowered and know that they can do it for them,
Mhm.
um, and start putting action to it, start moving.
Definitely, definitely. And so I'm going to share how people can join the You Are Worthy Summit here. And I'm also going to say, we have a comment and a question, which is really good. And thank you, Matthew, for posting this. And Matthew is asking, in a society that doesn't nurture a child's intrinsic motivations, what they are drawn to, but instead talks only about money and supporting the country as a global power, how do we get to the legacy that you're talking about in the society in the US, and where people are experiencing?
So, with the legacy, really understanding what legacy building is all about, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so, understanding that um, it's going to take personal growth as
Mhm.
well as professional growth,
Yeah.
right? In order to be educated enough to share out so that people understand that it's not just about the financial. That aspect of it looks great, but how are you really truly feeling inside? Right?
Mhm.
We know millionaires that have made it, that show up every day on television, that's suffering
Mm.
inside. And so, although they're building a financial kingdom and legacy for their offspring, what are they doing generationally to the heart? And so,
Mhm.
when people identify that, um, legacy building is not about, I should say, wealth is not all about the money. It's the mental health. Legacy building includes mental health, right?
Mm-hmm.
It includes personal development, but it
Mm-hmm.
also includes community impact.
Yeah.
That business that I talked about.
Thank you for that. And I want to pose another question because I think this is also what you may go into deeper at the You Are Worthy Summit. How do we help people get to that point of helping them to understand what that work is, being willing to take it on, um, shifting and doing something different than what we've done before. So as a collective, it's not no longer about the power, the global power, or that aspect, but really about the heart and what you're talking about.
And so it comes with, it does come with that educational piece. I think what you've created in your You Are Worthy Summit is a start
Mm-hmm.
for
Mm-hmm.
something great. And that the more people that we bring in to attend these type of events is the more impact we'll have in
Mm-hmm.
getting the word out and the psychology around making an impact
And
around
making
legacy building. And so it starts for us. It may seem like it's a micro level, kind of like the
Mhm.
grassroots walk, right?
Yeah.
But remember, legacy building is thinking forward, it's forward thinking. And it
Mhm.
takes a forward thinking leader to be able to look at how
Mhm.
innovative we can be to touch the world. You
Right.
know, what could we do to really cause massive destruction? How could we disrupt what we generally accept as the norm when it comes to legacy building and
Right.
equating that with wealth? And how could we disrupt it in a way that we separate that some in order to get to the core values of life?
Yes, definitely. So getting to the core values of life, stepping into a process of disrupting, and the events like the You Are Worthy Summit, which we're having, are for people to come together and do the work to do just that, to innovate,
Absolutely.
to lead, to create that next step, and to share in that process.
We
So
are soldiers in the army.
yes, yes, definitely. And so I'm hearing that people, you need to come to the You Are Worthy Summit, and really learn about what your values are, your purpose, your vision, and the impact and the legacy that you want to lead. And that's what I'm hearing from you, Dr. Tangie, and what you're sharing, because we'll do the deep work there. We'll help people to really shape it and refine it. Do you want to share any more about that?
Now, I want you to come. I want you not, I could share all day, but I need you to experience the transition that occurs from the time that you walk in so that when you leave out, you are full, your cup has runneth over, you have a game plan in place and you're
Hmm.
ready to take action. And
Yeah.
so I think when we have conversations like this, and we call them tours, like when we do tours about events like this, it's nice to get a tablespoon of sauce on what's gonna be shared, but really the meat, the potatoes, the onions, the bread, the
Hmm.
butter is in the
Hmm.
room.
Yeah, it's in the room. So you all go here to the You Are Worthy Summit. Join us via the link that we just shared, which is youareworthy.live/Tangi, to join us there and be in the room. Dr. Tangi is saying, get in the room so you can make the shifts and the changes that you need to impact the world and to interrupt generational traumas, to shift in the ways that we've been operating, to step into and I think cultivate an intrinsic motivation that allows space for beautiful impact and change in the world.
And if I can just add to that, right? We all have a vision, we all have dreams and desires and aspirations in life. And space like this, the space that the You Are Worthy conference creates,
Mm-hmm.
is a space of creativity. You're in a room with other like minded individuals that have the same goals and mission as you, right? And it
Mm-hmm.
might look a little different, but when you're really tapped in and aligned with the right people around you,
Mm-hmm.
that dream and that vision only gets bigger.
Yeah.
So what you thought was big, imagine what you walk away with.
Yeah. Definitely. Thank you so much for that, Dr. Tangi. Are there any other final? I mean, that was fabulous. That's like wrapping it up. Any other thoughts that you would like to share about the You Are Worthy Summit, um, and and why the audience needs to be there? Anything else?
No, I mean, you need to come see me, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, besides that, I just know that the energy is great.
Mhm.
It's the middle of the year. We're in our third quarter. It's time to reset and take a look at our goals. And if we are not where we desire it to be at the beginning of the year, let's get in and let's do some work so that you can end your year feeling great and making great impact.
Definitely. So the You Are Worthy Summit, you all, is taking place August 1 through the 3rd in Minneapolis, Minnesota. You can go register at youareworthy.live/Tangi and get your summit tickets. You will also be able to register for a VIP day if you're going to join us for the summit. Check out that VIP day. Make sure you get your tickets and share this out, because we're helping people make the impact that they're here to make, by helping them to understand that they are worthy, that they're here to radiate confidence and make the transformation that they're here to make. So we're going to do all that beautiful work at the summit.
That part, the transformation.
Yes, yes. So thank you so much, Dr. Tangi. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for
And sharing
having me. Thank you for having me. It's always a great time. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, everybody, we'll see you at the summit, and make sure you register. You can get in touch with my team at support@trinaboldenfields.com if you have any questions. We look forward to seeing you there.
Take care. Bye.